It's not about me, it's about you. You are going to need to make a mock-up for your trifold brochure. Easiest way to do that and think about it is to look at one that's already made. This was one that a student did literally years ago. But most of the things on here are in pretty good places. So I am going to suggest looking at something like this to figure out where to put things on your own layout. When you work on yours in InDesign, you're going to have a layout that's an 11 by 8.5 in landscape orientation, but you're going to end up making columns on it and putting things in places that they make sense after it's folded up like this thing. One of the reasons why I do this project is it gives you a lot of opportunities to learn how to do good layout things. So the very first thing we need to do is, I think, fold this thing up. The kids, they say that this is hamburger style.
No.
No?
No.
This is hamburger.
No, I say
Yeah. So I've got this whole thing fits better like this. It's all laid out, and we're going to go and undo one of these. This is going to give us a really good idea of where most of the important information is. Now, I'm going to assume that you're not doing the same nonprofit organization that this kid used. Maybe we're doing something with one of the public radio stations. So I'm going to pretend and say, well, anytime we open this up, the front of the trifold brochure pretty much has to be in one place and one place only. So as you get this and pick it up and open it up, and it pretty much forces us to have the front of the trifold brochure right here. Unless we were in a situation where we're opening it up this way, but people don't open up books this way. This is pretty much the only way it can be. So that means we have to have this column in this exact place on our layout. So let's do this. Let's say I'm making a brochure for KYRS, which is public radio station. And this is probably where I would put the main logo. Oh, how do I make the S overlap? There's KYRS logo. Anything that we put right here is probably going to be information that you want to see before you open the whole thing up. So maybe an explanation. Or what is it? What is that nonprofit organization? Or maybe if you have something that has multiple branches or locations, it could be like local LOCAL, yeah, branch. Like it could just say Spokane. I'm going to look at this page, and this page is actually still on the first page there, even though it's something that you see after you open it up. So here's what we do to show that there's going to be an image in our layout. We don't have the image yet, we're just drawing it. This is a placeholder. So this is telling me if I click on this in my layout software, I'm going to go place my image inside there. All right. Now, a good idea, maybe something that you want to put on this page, or it could be even something that you put on this page, might be the mission statement. Doesn't have to be right there. That's an idea. We're already making ours different than this one. If you know that there's going to be text and you don't know what it's going to say, you might just do something like that. Again, we're just making a mock-up. We're not making the whole thing. Let's say I'm opening this up still. And anytime I am handling this and I look at the back, it's probably only going to be one of these columns. So really good place to put something like mailing information or contact information would be on the back. I'll just write contact info. Do you have to do it that way? You don't have to.
Yes, sir.
But if you want to make something that actually goes in the mail, you pretty much have to put mailing information here. So this is where it's going. This is where it's from. So you might want to put your business's information right there. On this one, that has contact info. It has the URL. And this one has a map. Here, your guys' opinion. Should I make one of the requirements of this project to have a hand-drawn map based on something that you can create in Google Maps, but you draw it yourself? We've got a lot of these panels kind of planned out and figured out already. Here's one thing that you're going to find is a pretty much universal truth on your trifold brochure also. If I open it up like this, this is a self-contained column. This is pretty much a self-contained column. But if I open it up all the way, these two columns are always going to be presented at the same time. This gives us a great opportunity like this one, where we can utilize the whole space in between these two columns to make what is essentially a two-page spread. A spread means that even though there's a seam or a fold, that all of the content goes across both of the columns. So you could have an image that goes all the way across, and you could have text that bridges across that fold to get your information across. If you've got this much information, you're probably getting pretty close to having this little planning exercise done. I would have a good idea what kind of stuff I want to put in each column. Instead of just this, I'd probably put a topic about what I'm talking about. Might even put, let's see, a caption about what I'm going to use for some of these pictures. So let's say this is volunteers. And let's say this would be like main studio, because it's the KYRS one. And this could be, let's see what they did on this one. That's the mission statement. I put my mission statement there. This could be a call to action. All right. Dot, 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 dot. If you got that much, are you done with your mock-up for your trifold flyer? Pretty much. So good luck making that happen. Thanks for watching.